Hi guys, welcome to Hey Friend. This is Marta,
And Camilla.
and we are here to guide you through life, literally. So, we're creating this podcast because for the last 2 years, we've talked each other off of cliffs, literally. So, there's just a lot of depth to people, to humanity, to this world, to relationships, to spirituality. And I feel like the world and people are stuck in this weird place of how the old times were and where the world is going, where spirituality is going, where relationships are going. And I feel like there's this real big gray area where not enough people talk about. And I know this might not make sense right now as I'm saying it, but as we unravel or untangle or unwind these conversations, you'll start to understand what it is that I'm talking about. For instance, the influence, right? Social media influence, how it can skew and influence you into things that aren't even you. But you think are you because you've picked it up, because you listen to it, you pay attention, and how so much of it is just a delusion. So much of it is putting delusions in your mind that you really don't need. There are delusions that you exist with that you picked up throughout your whole life that if you just shove them to the side, so many things can improve in your life and the people around you. And yeah, and relationships are deep. People are complex but very simple. And it's become my passion to try to understand on a deeper level of why we do the things that we do. What do we do it for? How do we maximize the human being that we are every single day? And basically just to have courage to uh, just live the life that you dream of. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. These are certain things we want to touch on. But like I mentioned before, uh, Mel and I have had a ton of conversations over the phone in the last 2, 3 years that were so life changing. And a lot of times, we hear about healing and trauma and repairing relationships and narcissism and toxic relationships, but we don't really understand what that means. And if we do, how to get out of it, how to move forward, how to change that aspect about yourself. Because believe it or not, you are accountable for your life. So the more accountability that you take and the less that you point the finger at other people, um, the more beautiful your life will be, the more successful your life will be. So, the goal for me here is to not only talk about these things that I feel like can really improve and deepen life, but also to show you in real time what these conversations look like. Now, these conversations happen randomly throughout our week, or sometimes we don't have one for a couple of weeks, but when we do, they're very deep, and we literally process our thoughts and feelings and actions throughout the day that we're stuck on until they make sense, until they're clearing, until a download happens and a change happens in you physically. So what we want to do is record that process and share it with you so that people who are struggling through certain things can see what the process looks like.
Yeah, and not to be afraid of the process because that's what keeps us stuck. You can know all the information, but it doesn't matter if you don't know how to apply it to your life. And what we want to do is take spirituality and make it practical. Um, yeah. And we've learned so much in the last few years that it's almost not fair for us to keep it to ourselves and not help others. We both genuinely want to help everybody around us and make the world a better place, but it does start with just sharing what we've learned and struggled with and what we've used for ourselves to get those light bulb moments. Um,
And the people we've become, right? We are so different than we were 3 years ago. And it's not it doesn't have to be bad. I don't want to sell you on healing. Like, fuck healing, honestly. It's overrated. You were
Living.
you were never broken. You were born perfect. You were born with everything you were supposed to have. This process is about having the courage to say, I don't like this. I want to change it. I don't want to pretend like this relationship is fine when really it makes my skin crawl. I want to have the courage to have the difficult conversations in my life that will excel my relationships, that will excel my marriage, excel my connection with my children.
And with myself, like, you want to have those conversations with yourself, because
Yeah.
if you're lying to yourself and you're not being honest about how you truly feel about anything, then you're really just not giving life a chance to unfold for you, and you can live in a chapter of your life that you'll forever be stuck in. And it's just a constant cycle until you decide to do something differently. And I know for myself, I couldn't have done that without my sister. So I think everybody needs somebody to learn from and bounce off of and have these conversations with, because we weren't meant to do it alone in the first place. And we weren't meant to do it alone in the sense of like reading about it and then like, okay, what do I do with this information? I know for me, that's like, tell me like I'm 5. And with her, we can actually practice that conversation and in real time have that light bulb moment. I think I already said that.
Yes, and the thing is, we are so real with each other. Like, there is some hard truths I have shared with her, she's shared with me. And that's the whole point, is to be able to take a hard truth that somebody you love or trust shares with you, and then reflect on it and say, okay, why do I do this? Why do I behave like this? Why do I speak that way? And I think so. I was thinking about what like led me to want to do this work. I've been working on a lot of different things, spirituality wise, relationship wise, for since I had kids. My oldest is almost 20, so for about 19 years. I just realized when I had children, I knew that I didn't want to raise them the way that I was raised. And I also knew that if I was going to be this passive mother, that I could also harm my children. So basically, I was looking for a way to teach my kids, um, discipline them, not like discipline, not in like a, oh, discipline, like just correct them in ways and connect with them, but teach them responsibility at the same time without causing, trauma or without harming the relationship between myself and them. So anyway, so I couldn't find anything then, almost 20 years ago. At least this wasn't accessible to me. So that's when I set out on the journey to find answers for things. And along that, I found my own triggers. I was like, why am I triggered at this? Why am I angry at that? Why can I be calm for 4 days at a time and all of a sudden explode because one small thing happened? And then that just became deeper and deeper and deeper, journeying into myself, to find, I guess, answers, or maybe a better way of life, more connected, more real.
Your truth.
Yeah, truth, and so
And
yeah.
it's different for everybody, right? Like, it's whatever it is for us is not the same for you. And I think everybody individually has a path on this earth, a path and a purpose of their own unique kind. Nobody is you. I know we hear that all the time, but that's made sense to me more so lately than ever. You can't compare yourself to other people, but more so on your path to healing, or whatever it is that you want to call it. You have to find your own, like you said, triggers, your own healing journey, your own what belongs to you and what doesn't. And I feel like there's so much out there and so much information that, like you said in the beginning, that there's so much that it doesn't belong to you just because it's in your algorithm, or if somebody's talking about it, doesn't mean like you have that wound, or you have that eating disorder, or you have like all these things. Like, you have to unravel all of that and decide, like, what is it I'm supposed to do here for myself? and then, truly know yourself, and then you share that with others.
Yeah.
So we're at that point where we feel like we are ready to share these parts of ourselves with the world, and are excited to do so.
Because we live in the world of, you see a funny meme for 5 seconds and then you use that to define your relationships, right? You use that to define your life. For instance, this was a big eye opener for me when I remember I was watching someone on Instagram and she was dating this person, that person, trying to figure out, find someone that she loved. And she's like, oh, I broke it off with so and so because he walked ahead of me. So he's a narcissist. I broke it off with him. And in that moment, I was like, okay, my husband walks in front of me all the time, and I'm like, okay, like, so I had to reflect on that. At first I was like, oh, my husband's a narcissist, you know what I mean? And then the more I looked into it, I was like, he's not. He's a hardworking person who sometimes is just in a rush, who has a goal to complete. And yes, he might walk in front of me, but at the same time, he does so much for me on every other basis that it would be freaking ridiculous for me to label him a narcissist just because he walks in front of me, because then he will, if I'm tired, he'll get dinner, he'll make dinner, he'll clean the house, he'll does his own laundry, he builds me 1,000 chicken coops. Like, the man does everything. But I'm gonna go and label him a narcissist because he walks faster than me? And granted, he does make an effort now to turn around and watch me walk slow like a snail, because I do, and roll his eyes and be like, fine, I'll wait for you. He's making the effort. Had I chosen to just stay mad, I would have wrecked my freaking marriage, that's wonderful, by the way, you know what I mean? Because of some post that I saw on Instagram that then filled my head with the delusion, and then that just spiraled from there. So my goal is to break up this society that we're creating from just viewing a 2-second meme and running with it and like literally applying it to our life and be like, I don't know, narcissist, you know what I mean? But it's like, humans are so deep. We all, by the way, have narcissistic tendencies, every single one of us. And if you don't, you're lying.
And what's funny, not to cut you off, is I'm the one that would walk ahead in like a scenario. Like, I am Warren in that case of like, I walk faster. I'm always in a rush. So I'm like, am I a narcissist? And yeah, I do have narcissistic tendencies. We all do. We all have some form of whatever you want to say, codependent, this, that, wounds. Like, it's just, I don't know, overall.
Yes.
We all have these tendencies, and some of them, like, you don't have to label yourself as such. You don't have to, just because, you have ADD or you've ADHD doesn't mean you are in this box of now I have to live like a person with ADHD. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, like, what are you doing with your 24 hours? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Like, it doesn't matter if you have any of these labels. You're putting yourself in a box, so you have an excuse to stay in this box, but it's really your choice at the end of the day to do whatever the fuck you want. And we want to give you that freedom, or show you the way to that freedom that we've learned for ourselves, to literally not give a fuck and to live the way that we want to live according to our true selves. And that's different for the both of us. Like, we're not the same person at all. We're different signs, we're different human designs, and we'll teach you guys more about that too as we go on, but completely opposites, and yet we have found the same common ground to that freedom of not, like, just detaching from all that doesn't belong to us, and finding what does, and what works, and what we want, and what brings us joy. And it doesn't matter, like, those little things, just let it go and create more space for the things that do matter.
Yes, that's the next thing I was going to say, is to create room for human error, because all of us say silly stuff here and there. All of us say things we regret. All of us, make mistakes. So in a world full of trauma healing, narcissistic relationships, in a world full of toxicity, whatever, yes, we want to have the courage to have difficult conversations, to improve our relationships, to have authentic connection, but we have to leave a lot of room for human error, because you just have to, otherwise you'll never be happy. No one will ever be happy. Like, we have to understand that literally every single person on this earth is doing the best they can. Even if you don't agree with them, they are doing the best that they can for what they can comprehend and understand, right? So,
and also, that's the point of what you just said, is the point to struggle here, to learn the things we're supposed to learn here. We're supposed to, and you literally go out there and thank every person that has helped you struggle thus far, because without that, you wouldn't have become who you're going to be. And I know it seems very bleak in those moments. Like, if I can even remember to that time where I was like, and we'll talk about that too, like where we were, because it is not the same place. Like, I was very suicidal. I was very depressed my entire conscious life almost. I was addicted to alcohol, to bad habits, to bad people. I don't want to say bad, because like you just said, everybody's doing their best. But my point is, I'm completely in a different headspace now than I have ever been in my life. And I knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel. I just had to cross that bridge, but I didn't know how to cross that bridge. And I just did. I set the intention. I learned everything, but it was a shit show. And then once I did, I have to go back and help others do the same thing, because it's a completely different ball game. And that's the point, is what I was trying to say, of the struggle is the point, to struggle and to get better. If you don't struggle, you don't grow, and we all know that. So
yes.
Don't be
imagine
afraid.
if you had a sunny day every single day and you've never experienced a rainy day. You'd be tired of it. People in Florida hate the sun sometimes. The point is that the struggle in life is what makes us appreciate the joy, the warm things, the good things, the love, and also makes us grow. I mean, a lot of times people say, oh, why do dogs have to die? It's so horrible. They only live 10 years. Honestly, your pets are here to teach you compassion. They're here to break your heart open, because if you don't experience that kind of loss or grief, you're just not compassionate. How do we learn how to have compassion? We went through something difficult that hurt us. So now when we look at the other person who's going through something similar, we feel for them. We're like, wow, I feel your pain. Let me help you. Let me talk to you. Let me bring you over dinner. If you've never been through any pain yourself, it's impossible for you to be compassionate. So that idea is also to accept the fact that you're here to struggle. You're here to go through difficult things so that you can grow, your soul can grow, your consciousness can grow, your love can grow, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So to sum it up, because I don't know what else we want to touch in this episode, but basically, like, just the overall idea of where this is going. And then if you guys have anything you want to ask specifically that you want to talk about, if there's maybe some relationship things, parenting things, spirituality, that's one of the things I really would like to touch base on a lot of the time, or some of the time at least, because I've been avoiding it. I've been avoiding talking about spirituality, because it's honestly, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear about your spiritual awakening or whatever. But it's something I'm supposed to teach. It's something I'm supposed to...
I think a lot of people want to hear it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. I think so. I'm pretty excited about that part. 'Cause
Yeah.
that gives me joy.
Yeah.
That sparks my...
Yeah. So because I meant to teach that, right? Like, and I've been filling in gaps. I've been
Yes.
last year trying to do facials, this year trying to, teach about this and this, avoiding the whole spirituality and relationship teaching. And that's something that's very near and dear to my heart, and it's something that is going to come to the table as well. And basically the other thing I wanted to touch on is your soul essence, right? So like when we talked about labels and delusions and influences that we hear and see on social media, I just want to say that when you're born, your soul doesn't care about any of those preferences, right? It doesn't care if you grow up in a single parent household. It doesn't care if you're poor or rich. It doesn't care if you're, I don't know, live in this country or that country. It's very neutral. It just wants to experience life for whatever it is. All of these preferences that you have today, I hate this, I hate that, I'm this religion, I'm this political party, I believe in this. Those are preferences that you've picked up along your life, right? Like those are qualities that you've picked up from TV shows, from friends, from school, from parents, from social media, conditions, religion. But none of those actually belong to your soul.
Your authentic self.
Yeah. So this is the process that I'm going through myself right now, is who am I? What is it that I really want to believe in? And just more recently, like I messaged her, I was like, I've never had an emotional, eating problem. This is something I picked up from social media and I ran with it. I was like, oh, this is me. And it's been ruling my life for 5 years. Just running a program in the back of my head. I'm like, wait, that's not even me. So why did I adapt this idea? It's simply because I just wanted to feel maybe connected to something. I wanted to feel like, oh, this is the reason why maybe I struggled to lose weight or whatever, but it wasn't even something that's me. So just really being conscious in my days right now to de-influence myself from everything.
Yes. It's funny, you just said that, and I feel the same way about like drinking and things like that. It's like people are so obsessed one way or the other.
Yeah.
And they put so much pressure on something and attention, and I feel like the more you do that, the more it grows into something that it doesn't have to be. It's like it's really not that big of a deal, but we make things such a big deal.
We love labels as humans. Humans love labels because we love to feel a part of community. So 2 years ago, I was like, I gave myself the label of autistic because things were happening in my life, and I was like, I think I'm autistic. And shit, you know what? Maybe I am. But at the end of the day, it's just a label that doesn't matter, because maybe we were all born autistic, and
it's all a distraction.
It's just a distraction, right?
Yeah. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like everybody just is who they are, and I think that you just have to unravel all the shit that doesn't belong to you, and then at the end of it, it's just who you were born to be, and
literally de-influencing. Like I'm actively de-influencing myself. I stopped drinking filtered water. I stopped taking vitamins. I stopped believing that you need all these gadgets and things and whatever to heal and to feel good. You really don't. You really, really don't. I feel better than ever, and I drink the same tap water that my cat drinks.
Yeah, like your mind plays tricks on you, so it's what's in your head. And if you believe something to be true, it will be true. So you can easily change that from like, oh, I'm an addict, I have I have a problem, or I'm autistic, or I'm this or that, to like, I don't have a problem, I'm not an addict, I'm fine, I'm just fine the way that I am, there's nothing wrong with me, and your body will follow. We all know this. It's just, And we think that everybody knows what we know. So that's why I've been hesitant on sharing things, because it's like, oh, it's the same thing that's all out there. But it really isn't. Everybody has their own. The point of teaching is to take it, make it your own, and then teach others. So, you know, how we learn from others is not the way that somebody else may learn. And she tells me this all the time, is somebody may learn from you because you're teaching it from what you've learned, and so forth and so on. So it's important that we share these gifts to the world, because I don't know, it just is.
Yeah,
I feel
because I think just, and I really, you know, this has been an idea of ours for a very long time, at least 2, maybe 3 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'm like, nobody wants to hear what we have to talk about, you know? But every time I share anything on social media, every time I have a conversation with a friend, the feedback is always, wow, this was great. I really, you know, love your advice. It's life-changing. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. I was like, you know what? Maybe people do want to hear it. I mean, the amount of podcasts that are out there that are just ridiculously like, okay, great, like who even listens to this, you know? And then people do, you know? So I'm like, all right, you know, let's...
I think the world is really like Legos and Legos and Play-Doh, and you can make whatever you want. So it doesn't even matter like who's out there listening. It doesn't matter, because we are creating this for us, for ourselves, for us to be like, hey, this is what we learned. This is what we want to give back to the world. This is our creation. This is our baby. Our businesses are our babies, and we learn through them. We learn through others, through feedback from the world. So this is what we're creating, and we're sharing it, because it's doesn't make sense if we're just talking to a wall, you know.
And also we
get no feedback that way.
We have the best conversations.
Yeah.
Like we will have a conversation and we will like literally turn the world upside down. I mean, at least to us, they're the best, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see when the feedback rolls in.
I'm a little awkward on camera, so forgive me. I will get better at it. I have to, because
I think you're doing great.
It's really stepping out of my comfort zone. I did disassociate in the beginning for a while. I was like, oh no, like my brain went blank, and I was like, come on back. So once I get past that, and then you'll get to really hear how we talk to each other, because it's great. It's very raw and honest. So for those of you listening that maybe know us as people pleasers and the good girls and happy, bubbly,
you're about to find out the truth
Mom.
of us.
Sorry, Babcha. Just our true authentic selves of truly not giving a fuck anymore. And it really comes from a place of so much love.
Well, we give a fuck, but we don't give a fuck.
Well, yeah, we give so many fucks. We really do.
We care so much.
That we don't have enough space for the fucks that don't matter. So
yes, like catering to people's thoughts and feelings and emotions, right? Like at the end of the day, God is my algorithm. When I speak to God, and whoever wants to pick whatever from here, from this, by all means, please use it. But if you're like, oh, this isn't, you know, this or that, I don't care. Like I'm talking to God.
Yeah.
God is my algorithm, and it's, you know.
And we love, not to interrupt you, but like we love not the outcasts, but like the people we've learned from. It's always like you're speaking to the 10% that are looking for you.
Yes. So 90% of you will not get these messages.
Okay.
And that's okay. It's, you know.
But the 1 out of 10 that's like, oh my God, I've been waiting to hear somebody say this shit out loud. This is for you, you know? Because there's been times in my head where I'm like, wow, I don't even know what these thoughts are. And then I come across someone like, you know, Nicola Pera or Onami, like all these, you know, teachers that have come before us, that it's like, wow, thank you for fucking sharing your brain, because now I understand that this isn't just out of nowhere. This is a tangible thought that other people think about, and, you know, you feel less alone in the world, and you can connect and communicate. And it's just so basic, but I feel like in a world where, especially in our generation, where we've known that world of connection, and now we see this world of disconnection, but so much connection online, which is not what it used to be. We kind of want to bring that back. Like, hey guys, we're still here. We're still humans. We still need each other. even if it maybe isn't face to face. Well, it is now face to face, but on a computer, which is fine. And
connection's connection.
yeah, we just need that. I've definitely strayed away from that. I tried to do it by myself, and it was not fun at all.
And some of the things we're going to talk about are like deep things, things like coming out of schizophrenia and psychic attacks and depression and like deep stuff, so
like things people don't have answers for, right? Like, oh, what do I do when I can't even say it. Oh my god.
What?
Just the stuff I want to say, like I held back. It's just funny.
Well, maybe that's episode number 2.
Yeah, we have to come back. No, it's gonna be episode like 22 or maybe 22, like 42.
When we warm up.
Yeah, it's gonna be stuff that a lot of people don't really want to talk about. It's definitely not gonna be pretty. And what did you say earlier? Oh, when we're going through hard stuff. Like right now, we're both in a good moment, but we want to share when it's like, fuck, friend, like I can't figure this out. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with me? I want to die. What the fuck? That was the conversations we would have. And at the end of the conversation, maybe it wasn't exactly at the end of that call. Then we would process it, come around full circle, and I'd be like, friend, you're so right, or yes, like, we got it.
When I was telling her, just hold on a little longer, you're almost there, and she's like, there's no way, I'm gonna die in this moment.
Yeah.
And a month
later, some fucking crazy shit.
Or a week later, it's like, oh my god, I'm actually past this hump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you can get past the difficult humps in your life, even when things seem impossible, when things seems like your mind, like you're losing your mind, you're losing everything, and nothing makes sense, and you feel like you're crazy. You can come back from that. You can get past that. You can coach yourself through it.
Yes. And
pretty much anything.
Yes. And usually when you're going through that moment of like, I can't handle this anymore, it's because it's forcing you to become a different level of yourself. So you literally want to die, but you're killing off that version that cannot handle this version. So in a sense, a part of you does die. You just have to get through that disturbing part of like, and some people, can do it themselves. Some people don't, but
yeah. I remember, this reminds me of the time I was like really struggling in my marriage, and I remember meditating for a while, and at the end of the meditation, when I came out of it, it hit me like a light bulb. Like, if I don't cherish, respect, love myself, no one ever will. Not my husband, not my kids, not my friends, not anybody. And just changing that perception, mind you, nothing else changed in my life. Nothing else. Just that thought alone changed. That thought of like, if I don't feel this here, nobody will treat me that way. Nobody will feel that about me. It's impossible for people to feel something about you that you don't feel for yourself. Besides your mother. Mothers are different. Just that thought alone completely changed my life. I'm saying, I didn't change anything about my life besides that perception.
Yeah.
Right? Everything changed, right? Like that time, everything changed. Marriage, relationships, confidence, money, fucking everything. Because I decided that I'm no longer going to entertain the shame in my heart, or the grief in my heart. That I'm going to love and respect myself, and voila, literally so many relationships changed from that. That was about a year ago.
And I remember you sharing that with me. You're like, friend.
And you thought I was fucking crazy.
Like, what the fuck do you mean? I was like, but how? I was like, okay, I get the concept, but like how? Because I wasn't there yet, And then I remember having that same moment like a couple months ago, and I was like, friend, and she's like, I know, right? And I'm like, I get it. Like literally nothing fucking changed in my life, but I changed my what do you want to say, like vibration, I guess, changed.
And it instantly upgraded everything.
Everything. And then from then it's like, wow, how great can this get? Like, what else can I do?
Yeah.
And I can just pull myself out of places physically, because mentally I pulled myself out of that place. It's actually really freaking cool. So
Yeah. So the moral of the story is your mind is what keeps you stuck in relationships. Huh?
We're shaking the laptop a little
I'm
bit.
sorry.
That's
Me?
okay.
So your mind is what keeps you stuck in your life, in your finances, in your relationships, in your fat body. Like, like seriously. So it's just a lot of
It really does, though.
feeling like you deserve, feeling like change is possible.
And already in your head, like envisioning that change, like I went through that in the last 2-3 years, where I was like, I'm just this fat piece of shit. And I'm like, no, I'm thin, I'm fit, I am all these things. And I kept saying that to myself like a delusional freak. And eventually everything follows. I mean, yeah, you have to put in the work, but you
Like,
have
you can't eat
to.
Doritos 20 times a day and think that anything's going to change, you know?
Yeah.
Can you think?
Yeah.
You can eat
I eat
20 bags of Doritos?
I mean, if you eat one, you're not going to want to eat 19 more, Have your Doritos. Just go for walks. It's all about balance. Well, also, we both learned that, like, we've both dieted and we're in that entire culture for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We've both been all over that, in that sense that it does matter what you eat. I'm not saying it doesn't. 100% it does. But your relationship with yourself is 100% key, because if you are having a problem controlling yourself and controlling your own energy, it comes out in eating disorders. It comes out in your working out 3 times a day, or what you eat, what you don't eat. Like, that compulsive behavior comes out in addictions and relationships and all these things. Like, it's somewhere in your body that's causing you to eat 20 bags of Doritos in a day. It's all like everything that we've been learning, that delusion that we've been talking about, is a band-aid for what's really deep inside. And you just have to get down into the core and clean it out a bit, clean out all your systems, and really realize what it is that's trying to get your attention, because it's not about all the things out here. It's really deep within you. And that's what we want to teach with spirituality and what we're learning ourselves, myself anyway. Really, who are you at the core? Like, your being, your soul, your essence.
And it's not so much about the food, it's more about the impressions, right? Like, if you are eating a bag of Doritos and you're enjoying it and it's so good, and you're happy and you're celebrating with friends and family, it's gonna be just fine, friend. Like, it's gonna be fine. You'll digest it. But if you're eating it out of depression, desperation, guilt, shame, you're like, oh, these chips are gonna make me fat, then they will. It's 100%. Again, your mind takes the food that you eat and it transforms it into whatever your body takes in. So, like, okay, for instance, like, let's say green juice. Like, we know green juice has certain facts about it. It has like this amount of fiber, this amount of vitamin, this amount of whatever. So this is your green juice, right? It's facts. Now, if you buy a green juice and it's on this level, but you're like, ugh, I hate this green juice. It's, it tastes like dirt, but I have to drink it because I have to be healthy. I gotta lose weight. Your mind takes this green juice and brings it down here with the way that you feel about it. Now, this green juice, you're like, wow, I love green juice. I love that somebody made this for me. I didn't have to dirty my kitchen. I didn't have to buy these vegetables. Somebody just ground it up and juiced it, and I love it. It feels so good in my body. Now, all of a sudden, this green juice has this many benefits. So how your mind takes in impressions matters. So yes, the food matters. Like, if you eat too many chips, you might get constipated. If you drink too much green juice, you might get the other end, Yes. But it's not just the food alone, it's the impressions with it too. also known as the placebo effect. But that will be a whole episode on its own. There's layers and depths and layers into that. We kind of just wanted to dig into like what you should expect from these, and we'll bring fire because I want to. Like, one of the key things about my human design is the shock effect, right? I love to be shocking. Like, I don't want to lose 10 pounds. I want to lose 200. That's just my nature. So we're going to bring that kind of attitude to this.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, we just wanted to go over what we will be getting into. We both have a little bit of ADD, so
next time you might see us, we might be on the beach.
Good luck.
Talking.
Yeah, we're just very excited to share what we've been learning. Yes. And it's actually really cool. I'm very proud of us to be sitting here and doing this. I'm not going to cry, but I am very proud of us and very excited. Who knows where this will take us? We'll look back at this video. And I'm a manifesting generator, so for me, I already see this. It's just I have to bring it out from the cloud and generate. And she's really good at setting this whole up. Like, it would be literally an idea in my head for the rest of my life, like all the other little ones up there, until she grounds it and brings it down to earth.
Yeah.
And we're both into that, I think, a little bit, astrology, and just into everything. Like, I just love life. I love information. I love learning. I love all of it. Like, I just, it's just
I love
fun.
the human mind. I love human behavior. Psychology. I want to dissect it. I want to know why you're doing things. I want to talk about, like, relationships. I can't wait to get into relationships. I can't wait to get into parenting, like my unconventional methods of parenting that proved to be very successful, and I just kind of winged it, I was like, oh God, take me. And he did, and I think there's a method to it. Like, I think if I can put it on paper and actually have a method on how to raise kids that
you should
that don't I don't yes, they struggle. Every human will struggle. You cannot expect your children not to ever have struggles. Like, that's not what you should ever expect from a child, a human, a partner, anybody. But children who are just very emotionally balanced to where you can tell them, hey, you're messing up here, and your kid can go, hey mom, you know what, I think you're right. How else can I do this? What else can I do? Oh, this is my plan. Like, to have kids at, they're 19, 17, 15, but this has been our last 4 years. So to have teenagers who not only listen to your advice, take your advice, follow your advice, ask you for advice, but when you give them critical feedback, they take it and they're like, hey, you know what? I can see a point here. But in order to teach your kids that, you have to be that person. But anyway, that's a whole nother episode on its own.
Yeah, you have a lot of great things for parenting, I think. And you could, like, do a whole new, not system, but like a method, like you just said. And I love that too. Like, the people that have done something where they're like, I'm going to do this differently, and really created a whole nother, like, like the Montessori program. That lady literally was like, hey, let's teach children differently, and now it's a whole nother thing, a part of the world.
Yes.
Just everybody that has not invented, but what's that word?
Created.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
changed things and implemented new ideas and ways of thinking. I think that is so cool.
Yeah.
And we both came from, a family that, I wouldn't want to say struggled, but it was very survival based. So for us
an immigrant family, so very survival based.
So for us to even be doing this is just so cool, because I don't know, like the women and men that have come before us, they would never have this option just to be like, hey, what can I do today? What do I want to do today? What are my opportunities? Like, how can I make money in a way that still brings me joy? Like, how beautiful is it that we can even sit here and do this?
Yeah.
And anybody can do this. You can do anything that you want to do. and it's just so just a lot of gratitude in my heart for this
Because
moment.
where we came from, right? Our family like didn't even leave the farm, you know.
Yeah, like, and they just didn't know. You just don't know what you don't know.
They
and
didn't even have like aspirations or dreams
Right.
because it didn't
Survival.
exist, you know.
You were literally just surviving, and sure, maybe
Day
it was
to
a
day.
simple time. Like, I know some people are like, oh, it was a simpler time back then where you can just, get up and eat and go to sleep, and that's fine. But we are in a different era of time. We were born in this time for a reason, and this is what we're bringing to the table. So, yeah.
Yeah. So if you have any subjects that you'd like for us to cover, in the very beginning, I think we will go through the things that are really like dear to our hearts, like things we've been wanting to talk about. We will organize the episodes by titles, by subjects, by field of interest. But as time goes on, we are very open to like, if you have a certain situation in your life and you want us to give you feedback or want us to give you a scenario or want us to dissect it.
Yeah. Or if you want to come on and talk to us too, like we're
Yeah.
super open about that.
Yeah. And
would
also
say, yeah.
also expect like unplanned episodes where we're literally just problem solving with each other, because a lot, like Millie has mentioned, if she's having a rough day or a rough week, like we'll get on the phone and we'll talk and talk and talk and talk until we resolve the issue. And it's just very interesting. There's a lot of good pointers there. There's a lot of good like,
and the transcending of the energy from the beginning to the end of the conversation, I think would be really
Yes.
cool for you guys to witness that
When, like,
in real time.
a person can feel like they're drowning and there's no option in the beginning of the call to, wow, I see this so clearly now. Like I'm downloading
Yeah.
ideas, things, thoughts, feelings, clarity.
And I feel like a lot of times I would hold back from even, a few years ago before we even got this close. I feel like I avoided talking to you because of that. Like I knew you would push me to grow in ways that I wasn't ready for, and I would avoid that. And also feeling like I was a little bit dramatic, but and I can't even say that because when you're in it, like you don't feel that, like you're just in it and you're like, fuck this. But there's always a way out, basically, and where
Yeah.
there's a will, there's a way, and
Yeah.
there's just so much out there, and
Yeah, and that's the
That's
thing.
my
There's so
train of
much
thought.
information out there that I feel like I want to kind of dial it in, because honestly, like, and you can vouch for that, I have tried, tested, read, whatever, literally almost everything.
and she's a projector, and that's her human design, is to literally do that. Try something.
Yeah, try everything, collect it, and be like, this works, this doesn't, this works, this doesn't. So I could literally like, and yes, granted, different things work for different people, but I basically like did all of that so you can skip it, and I could just give you the things that worked really well and the things that didn't. But yeah, that's pretty much.
And also just figure it out for yourself, like what is it about you that you want to do,
Me?
Just people in general.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, like the best thing you can do is be kind of like a teacher to yourself too,
Mhm. Yeah.
and then teach somebody else, and so forth and so on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So thank you so much for tuning in. We will
yes.
try to keep these around 45 to 60 minutes, but some might go over, some will not. We'll see how the feedback is and how everything goes, but
And I can literally sit here and talk forever, so this is why
Yeah.
we have to try to like
yeah.
we, as in me, gather our thoughts and organize
Yeah.
them.
So what I'm asking for is come to this with an open mind, right?
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of flying thoughts and feelings and whatever else. Like there's so many difficult things that we have said to each other. And I think that's like the beautiful thing is like when you can get past your ego, that wall that makes you so defenseful that you can't even hear feedback from like your husband or your wife, and they're struggling and they're like, hey, if you would just change this, and you're like, fire, like don't talk, you know what I mean? Like if you can get past that ego, that wall, that protection mechanism that you've built, you can literally change your life, because that was the biggest gift we gave each other. Like I would say really difficult things to her that hurt her soul, but she would be like, all right, my sister loves me, she wants what's best for me. If she's saying this, obviously this is true and I need to do something about it, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So that, I think, if I can give one piece of advice, that would be it. Is like, let down the wall so that the people that love you and care about you can actually get through. Because a lot of times it's really good feedback.
Yeah.
Don't like sleep on that. Like, be flexible and be take accountability for yourself, at least enough to reflect on what people are trying to share with you, because a lot of the times it's good stuff. You know, like perfect example. Go ahead, you.
No, go on.
Perfect example is before my narcissistic, story about what I thought I could have labeled my husband. I literally thought he was a narcissist for like a year or 6 months. I was like, oh, this, this, that, this, whatever. And then when I actually started to reflect and learn more and study more, I was like, I'm the problem here. Not him.
Yeah.
I'm the problem here. You know what I mean? But she was hinting that I was the problem for a long time before I was able to accept that. But once I accepted that I was the problem, I gave myself the chance to change. And when I changed, everything else changed.
Yeah.
Because nothing in your life will change unless you change first. That's the kicker. You know what I mean? You can scream and kick and punch and cry for someone to change, but unless you change first, it's just not going to happen.
And even say that they were narcissistic or whatever.
Yeah.
You still have to change, because you still, and this is what you told me so many times, like regardless, you still have to change and become a better version of yourself, because that's what matters at the end of the day, is who do you want to become? Who do you want to be? Especially when things don't go your way, especially when someone's being an asshole or this, that, or the third. Like, are you going to victimize yourself every single time things don't go your way? Or are you going to, okay, how can I change this? What can I change about myself?
Yeah. It's easy to be kind to a stranger on the street, right? It's a whole different ball game when you can actually say you're kind to the people closest to you, your partner, your kids. And that's what measures your kindness, your love, is how you are with the people closest to you, not how you are with strangers. Sorry to break it to you, but to yourself too, yeah.
And also realize that, like, the ego, all that, there's so much stuff on that online about ego and shadow work and all these things, and all of it's very important. Like we were saying the other day, you had an epiphany about how you're like, none of it matters, but we wouldn't have gotten to this place if it wasn't for doing all that work too. Literally starting from the bottom of, like, all of it is important, I think. And not saying that, like, you have to go down that same path. It's just that all the information is available to you for a reason. Take what you need. Don't get stuck in it. Like, don't get lost in that world of, like, oh, codependent narcissist, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Don't stick to a label and make it impossible for yourself to get out of it, right? Like, because when you label yourself as something, it's going to make it that much harder for you to get past it. So just de-influence, get rid of the labels. Right now, you're starting off as a neutral soul. The first lesson of the end of the show is look at things in a neutral way, even when it's hard, right? Like, so get rid of the I hate this, I love this, I hate that, I love that. That's your personality. Your personality does not matter. Your personality is not your authentic self. It's not your soul. It's not your essence. Look at things neutral as much as you possibly can. And that's when you'll find, like, what you really care about, what you don't care about, things like that.
And you'll be a lot less stressed out because a lot of things don't matter.
Yeah, a lot of things don't really
They
matter.
really don't. And you'll just regulate your nervous system a lot better by just not giving a fuck about things that don't matter. And then you have space to think about things that really do matter, like listening to our new podcast and learning.
Yes.
And
giving us feedback. I personally
Yeah.
love feedback. If you guys could give us feedback,
I love
I
it
love it.
after
I
the
love
first
growing.
5 minutes of being salty.
are you gonna be salty every first 5 minutes?
Nah, we'll see. No, I'm just kidding. I do really love feedback, and I love constructive criticism. I love being able to take it and change something about myself for the better.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Improve.
feel like improvement.
Because sometimes we'll see your feedback, we'll be like, you know, but sometimes it'll be important. So
Yeah, and I think also, just to say this really quick, what I wanted to say about ego. Oh, like that first defense mechanism. You're like, get your ego in check. It's there to protect you too, in a sense. Like, it's like this whole thing. We could dive into another episode.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. But it's
Yes.
just fun. And yeah, what else? And it's called Hey Friend because that's what we say every time we call each other. And we say that to our siblings too. Just Hey Friend.
Hey Friend. Yeah, so that's our podcast name because I don't know, it's different. We like different.
Yeah, where it
Yeah.
started, Hey Friend, I don't remember, but it's cute.
Yes.
So if you have any questions, I don't know.
Yes, leave them down below wherever we
I'm
decide
getting
to post this.
So tired. And yeah, give us feedback if you want to come on the show and like talk with us. That'd
Or
be
even if
awesome,
you have
too.
questions, or if you have a situation in your life where like, I don't know how to resolve this problem, hop on. We can help you resolve it. It's so funny. It looks like we have a room divider. It's the corner of the wall.
Oh, wow.
Right?
I was thinking this whole time, it looks so professional.
We do. Thank you
Your
guys.
skin looks
Love
great,
you.
friend. Bye.
Thank you.